Hi, Assassins. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Cami.
Welcome to Bookish Realms.
We're just two girls who can't stop talking about fantasy books.
Welcome to the episode we are calling The Return, because, baby, we are back.
We have missed you all so much, and we are so happy to be back doing the pod. And we're also a little nervous. It's been a long time coming, but we are excited to start back up and come back better than ever. After watching the SJM special and the exciting news that we are getting not one, but two ACOTAR books, we thought, what better time than now to make a comeback?
Today is going to be a super chill episode. We are just really trying to get back into the flow, and we want to let you know, where the fuck we've been, because the fact that it's been since July is, slight crazy. But for the purposes of today's format, we're going to start with where the hell have we been, some book updates, and what Bookish Realms is going to look like moving forward. So let's get into it.
So we're going to start with where the hell have we been, locas? In this section, we will discuss what we have been up to and any life updates we want to share.
Okay, so basically, I have been in the midst of getting my master's, which, thank God, I finally finished because I was over it. Anyways, I got my master's in special education, which I already am a special education teacher. So this was basically just to deepen my knowledge and let's be real, to move up on the pay scale. But anyways, and then I did move around the holidays, which was insane. And things have just been a little crazy with that because I did have to move in with my parents for the past year. So just recording at home with a bunch of people being at home was kind of crazy. 3 dogs is just just a lot. And also with me moving back home with my parents, I was commuting an hour and 30 to an hour and 45 minutes to and from work every day, which was eating up my life. So let's just say your girl was tired when she was getting home, and I just didn't really have time to be doing pod stuff. But other than that, I am finally moved, and I'm happy to be moved. I'm happy to be closer to work, so that frees up my weekdays, which I feel like I've gotten so much of my life back. But yeah, basically my life has just been moving, masters, and sleeping because I didn't have time for anything else. But we're back. We're good. We're better than ever.
We love an educated queen. Your podcast hosts, we both have master's degrees. Just so you guys know.
Period.
Master's queens here.
Slay.
For me, right around the time we started our break, my partner and I had moved. We had moved at the beginning of July. And I think I talked about this a little bit in one of the episodes, but it was genuinely the worst move of our lives. We both got COVID in the middle of it. Our movers didn't show up and everything was a mess. Honestly, I can't even think back to it because it was so terrible. But then we only had a few weeks to get settled in and get everything set up and unpacked before school started again, because school started so early last year. So everything just felt so rushed, and it was a lot. But most importantly, I became a whole ass wife while we've been away. I think I also have talked about that before, but I married my beautiful wife, Katie, on Valentine's Day, and it was the most amazing day. I did indeed pay an Etsy witch for good weather on our wedding day, and she delivered. She delivered because we got 50 degrees on Valentine's Day, middle of February in Chicago. So it was wild. It was a beautiful day. It was amazing. But with that being said, wedding planning took up a shit ton of my time. Truly, if you've ever had to plan a wedding, it just kind of takes over your life before you even realize it. But Brooke was one of my bridesmaids, and we're going to create a little slideshow on Instagram to show some cutie pics of what we've been up to. So make sure to check that out because we've been doing things, just not this thing. But now we are going to do this thing. Everybody clap.
Woo! Let me just say, 50 degrees Chicago, 50 degrees in Chicago in February is actually unheard of. And the week leading up to Cammy's wedding, she was like, yeah, I paid an Etsy witch. And I'm like, girl, what do you mean you paid an Etsy witch? But that Etsy witch, she paid off. It was beautiful. It was literally a beautiful day. The sun was shining. There was no rain. There was not a cloud in the sky. It was such a beautiful day to celebrate the beautiful brides. We'll have to put that video of in that slideshow of us when we were at Union Station, and we both went because that's literally we're synced. We're literally synced up.
That's such a cute video. I love that video.
Same. So cute. All right. So now that you know what's kind of been going on with us, let's get into why we're really here and why we started this pod, which is about books. Duh. In this section, we will discuss what our top books of 2025 were, what we're currently reading, our book goals for the year, and what we are looking forward to. And an advanced early warning, because we may go off the handles talking about heated rivalry, but Are we wrong? I don't really think so. So, how many books have you read so far, Cami girl? What is your book goal? And what are you reading right now?
Okay, I'm gonna say Brooke finished her side of the outline before I finished mine, so I had to check hers out. And as always, I'm always like majorly lagging behind Brooke. I've literally only read 4 books so far this year, but I started the year off strong with Atmosphere and it was so good. I finished it on the plane to Cancun. We did like a mini honeymoon right after we got married. And Katie woke up to me like sobbing and telling her that I love her so much. So that kind of tells you everything you need to know because I don't want to spoil anything, but it was a great book to start the year off with. And then I read Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, which I have mixed feelings about. And like maybe if we do a quarterly wrap up, I'll get into it. But now I am making my way through the Heated Rivalry series because the TV show like altered my brain chemistry. And Connor and Hudson are, I think, the perfect Ilya and Shane. And they are so sweet and such hotties. Did you see the Verizon commercial? Yeah. So I've read Game Changer, Heated Rivalry, and I'm currently reading Tough Guy. And then for nonfiction, I'm listening to Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer, which I love to read every few years. Like if you like nature, it's a good one. I don't know. And I think my book goal is 30 on Goodreads. I think I set that at the beginning of the year, but I am internally hoping to reach 40. I just always like, and I don't know if you do this, but I go through such a slump at the beginning of the school year because it's such a busy time. I get so caught up in like getting everything set up for the school year. And then it just like majorly sets me back because then getting out of that slump is so hard.
But this year, girl, we have ACOTAR coming up in October. So hopefully we won't have that book slump this year because we won't have time for that, baby. We're gonna
There
have
is
so much to
no
talk
time.
about.
There is no time for book slumps.
None.
We have to hit it. Gotta get it going. Okay.
Have to lock in.
Luck? Exactly. But it's so hard to look back at 2025 and like pick my top reads because it was a really good year for reading. I didn't read too much. I think I ended up reading like 25 books, but I'll just kind of like break them down into categories because that's what Brooke did and I like to copy her. So my favorite series was hands down the War of Lost Hearts series, which starts with Daughter of No Worlds. I think we talked about this, but Brooke had been begging me to read it for like over a year. And as always, she was right. I love that story and all the characters so much. Okay, for my favorite book, I thought about this for a while, and I don't know if this changed from last time we talked, but I am going to have to say that my favorite book last year was When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Yes, I think in hindsight, it is. A close second is Metal Slinger because it had me in a chokehold. Like it just, the twist, everything. But I think When the Moon Hatched wins because the writing was really beautiful and I felt like really immersed in that world. And third place would be The Night and the Moth, which I need Brooke to read ASAP. And then I'm going to throw in a duology category because I saw that you did it. So I loved the Heartless Hunter duology. It was quick. It was fun. It had witches. I love witches. I love my witches. So that was a good one. And then in my like nonfiction category, I'm going to throw in 107 Days by Kamala Harris. That book was so her. I listened to it and she narrates it. So it was great. And I just think it's a story that like needed to be told, deserved to be told. She ran an amazing presidential campaign in like a really short time. Like they really had to throw everything together and there were a million things against her. And it made me mourn what could have been. But it was good to just read her side of things. It was great. What about you, Brooke?
I have not read 107 Days yet, and I did not know that she narrated that book, so I will have to go and add that to my TBR because I love her, and it still makes me stressy and depressy that she is not our president. But I'll have to listen to it. Maybe it'll make me feel some sense of hope in all this craziness that's happening in the world right now. Okay, so currently I have read 12 books, but let me just say I am in like a very big book slump right now. Like I have not finished a book in like a while. So at the beginning of this year, to be fair, I started reading Heated Rivalries first. And I see your face. I see your face. I started reading Heated Rivalries and I just couldn't stop. And that's 6 books right there.
I just think it's crazy to say that like you're in a slump and then say that you've read 12 books when I've read 4. I've read 4 books. It's not a competition, but you are winning.
I'm sorry. But also, like, to be fair, I do listen to, like, a lot of audiobooks. So, like, Cami mostly does physically read books. I do a combination of the two, but I mostly listen to books. So, that is also probably why I'm a little ahead. Because sometimes I just get into moods where, like, I don't wanna listen to music, and all I wanna listen to is audiobooks. So then I just start running through them. So, that is also why. But anyways, I'm physically rereading Long Game by Rachel Reed because when I read those books this year after I watched the TV show, I started with Game Changer, Heated Rivalry, and then I skipped all the way to Long Game because I'm like, I have to know what happens. Like, I'm obsessed with them right now. Like, I need to know what happens with them. So I skipped the middle books, but then I went back after I read Long Game to the ones that I missed. So I got through the ones that I missed, and now I'm at the end, which is Long Game. So I'm rereading that one right now. I'm not very far in that because, again, I have been struggling with reading. So I'm gonna get back on my grind though, because I did also have strep throat, and then I was spring break. I was busy, so life's been a little crazy recently. So, but I'm slowly but surely making my way through Brimstone. Cami is giving me the stink eye because I said we were gonna read it together. But to be fair, I'm only 8% of the way in. So, like, she still has time. There's so much time.
This is a deep betrayal. This is a deep betrayal.
I'm so sorry.
She didn't even tell me she started it, you guys. She had started it and then told me. I found out after she'd already started it. But it's fine. It's fine. Maybe I'll catch up to you. Okay, when I was filling out like what we're looking forward to this year, which I'm not going to jump ahead, but I found that maybe the third book in Fae and Alchemy is coming out this year.
Oh, I didn't even know there was.
It has a release date on Amazon.
What?
And you can't really trust Amazon, but it popped up in like things you might be interested in. And I clicked on it and it has no cover yet, no title, but it says Fae and Alchemy series number 3. So we need to check that. But it was a deep betrayal.
I'm so sorry, Queen. But honestly, like,
Okay.
I plan on rereading Long Game first before I finish reading Brimstone. So, like, you still have so much time. Like,
Yeah.
I think, and honestly, I don't have any plans of reading that. If anything, I might read Night and the Moth because that's just one book right now, right? So maybe I'll read that first and then I'll read Brimstone. I've
Okay.
also been trying to get Cami to read. I really want to read The Will of the Many so bad because I've just heard so many great things about it. And the second book came out not that long ago, and I want to read it really bad. But like, she's a chunky girl, so
She's so big. She's so big. She's so big. She's really big.
But like, that's why we have Kindles.
Yeah. We got to lock in. Yeah.
Yeah,
We can read it. We
gotta
can read it. We can read it. I gave you that book for your birthday. I think it was like 3 years ago. No, 2 years ago. It had to be 2 years ago.
2, yeah, because it was my 25th when you came to my parents' house for that. For my Halloween party.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Damn. 2 years sitting on a shelf. Yeah,
it's okay. We'll get there eventually. I mean, there's been so many good books we've read in these 2 years, so it's like, yeah, we'll get there.
We're mood readers.
Yeah, we really are, honestly. Like, mood readers to our core, actually. It's bad.
It's really bad.
It really is. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get to those spots. Let me just say, when I made this list, I was stressing out for my top books of 2025. Like, I was looking at my Goodreads, and I don't think I did not realize how many great books I read in 2025. So, to be honest, I don't know if this is in like its full order because I just was struggling. Like, I was like sweating a little bit. I was like, oh my God, I don't know. This all feels like the wrong decision. But the one book that like really stood out to me, and like the one series that really stood out to me was the Book of Azrael, or The Gods and Monsters is what that series is called. I'm obsessed with that series. And I just found out recently that, well, we all just found out. It wasn't just me personally. I wish it was, but we recently just found out that the 4th book in that series is coming out in November. So I get ACOTAR 6 in October. Then I get this book 4 in November. And then in January, we get book 7 for ACOTAR. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Literally, I'm about to be feasting. I'm literally going to be feasting all winter long, which is so exciting. But anyways, I'm obsessed with the series. I love the world. I love the characters. I just love the way that this like story is going. And I feel like it's different than some other fantasy books that I've read in the sense of like, I don't know, like I just love the plot and like some of the characters are just so spicy and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Very good. 10 out of 10 recommend if you're looking for a good fantasy read. The next book on this list that I have is Metal Slinger. Cami like was begging me to read this book. She's like, please, you must. I need to talk to somebody. And I think I read this book in literally like a day and a half. I was like eating this book up. I was obsessed. My jaw was on the ground, like literally on the ground. Like I had to literally scoop my jaw up back into my mouth. Like it was just crazy. Very good. I'm very excited for the next book that's going to come out, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. And I can't wait to reread this book because the new book comes out in June. I think it's June, right? So it comes out in June. So I can't wait to reread Metal Slinger. It's either May or June, one of the two. Can't wait to reread the book. Can't wait to revisit that world. Because again, that world is like very different. Like it was very different than some other fantasy worlds. And I think that's what really like hooked me in to begin with. My next read was Onyx Storm, of course. Cami and I had like a little girls' day and we took the day off because it was her birthday. And that was so fun. I think that was also why it was one of my favorite reads because it was just so nice to like be able to sit there and like read the book with her. And we would stop after every so often and then like chit chat. And afterwards, when we finally finished the book, it was literally like midnight and we both sat there and we're like, get the microphone. And we sat for like we sat for like 3 hours and simply just were like just I don't even know. Like we just were spiraling so hard and I felt so bad for Katie, who is Cammy's now wife, because I'm sure she probably was like, these bitches need to shut the fuck up.
Get the microphone is so accurate. You're like, wait. We're talking too much. We should record this. And that episode, it was so chaotic. Like, it was a crazy, like, thing to throw together. But, dude, Onyx Storm, that's a book I need to reread this year. Onyx Storm, for sure.
Absolutely. We were literally running on like hopes and dreams and Diet Coke.
I think we were running on. We read for like 30 plus hours straight, I think. Not like straight. I mean, we slept. But like that book is a chunker. That's a big book.
It was very good though. Like,
yeah.
And I think the ending just had my fucking jaw on the ground. And I just like, I need Rebecca, please. I need this next book ASAP.
You know, I'm not going to say what the ending was, but if you've listened to our Onyx Storm predictions, I did predict that ending.
She did. Yes. Cami is
and
the
I'm
queen.
Not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy I predicted it, but yeah, we need to reread that because I feel like we read it and then it was like, I can't think about this actually. It's actually stressing me out to think about what's going to happen. And she's been like silent on it, except recently. I think she posted something recently about starting to work on it.
I did see that. So hopefully maybe next year, I would hope.
Yeah. I trust her.
Nice. Yeah.
I trust her.
Take your time, queen. But not like, take your time. Give me I'll be here whenever you're ready, is all I have to say. But of course, Onyx Storm, because I just love that world. I love the dragons. Love the dragons. The next book on this list I have is The One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns duology. I ate these books up in like, I think a total of 5 days. I was obsessed. I loved the world and I loved that world. I loved the magic system. I loved just how different it was. And I don't know. I just like, I don't know. I'm not going to say too much actually, because I feel like I was about to just give a spoiler and I don't want to do that. So very good. And I feel like they were like quick reads. Like they weren't like too chunky, hefty fantasy books. Like I feel like it came together pretty quickly, but like not in a way where it was like written, like not that you would have known that was written quickly, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. Because I think they're both like only 400 pages, which is really not that big for fantasy books. So I loved those. And then for my last option, but again, I don't think these are in like an order besides the Book of Azrael. That was like, that series is my number one. I could not pick between Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid and Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. Both of these books had me sobbing, crying at the end. And I just love a good book that makes me cry. And one thing about me, I love the way that Taylor Jenkins Reid and Kristen Hanna write their books. Taylor Jenkins Reid like always seems to just like make me feel like I'm a part of the story and make me like fully believe whatever she is giving. Like when I read Daisy Jones and the Six, I thought they were a real band. I did not know they were not a real band. Like I was like, I'm gonna go listen to their music. Like I'm gonna go support. but they're not real. And then Kristen Hanna, oh my good queen. I love her. Like any book that Kristen Hanna puts out, I will probably read it. Like, not probably, I will read it and I will love it every time. I don't think I've ever rated one of her books lower than a 5-star. So she's just a beautiful writer. But honorable mentions, Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I really like that book. And Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I love Abby Jimenez. I don't really read romance too often, but when I do read romance, I love a good Abby Jimenez book. So, anyways, that's all. I just talked for a long time.
So now let's talk about the books that we are excited that are coming out in 2026 because there are so many good ones and we simply cannot wait. So obviously, the reason we are back and we are here is because ACOTAR 6 and 7 are coming out. And honestly, like SJM knew we needed a kick in the ass. She knew. Actually, she has no idea who we are. And that's okay, Queen. And it's okay. But we saw that announcement. We were like, we need to lock in. What have we been doing? Where are we? So obviously, we're really excited for ACOTAR 6 and 7 to come out. And like Brooke said, it's like perfectly timed because ACOTAR 6 comes out right after Brooke's birthday and ACOTAR 7 comes out right before my birthday. So really, maybe she doesn't know who we are, but she still did this for us. Okay. She knew to bring us back together for this moment in time. And we're really excited. We have some exciting things planned, ACOTAR related, so we're not going to say too much right now. But the next one that we're excited about, we already mentioned, is Light Wielder by Rachel Schneider. If you have not read Metal Slinger, we've both talked about it just now. You need to get on that ASAP because it is so good. And the twist, I felt that to my core. I'm not even going to say what emotion I felt because I don't want to give anything away, but I felt that to my core. And we are super intrigued how the second book is going to play out because it is apparently set years after the events of Metal Slinger. So we shall see what twists and turns come next. I did not know that. I did not know that it was set in the future.
Yeah, when I looked at like the book description, it said it's like not going to be set in, like, I don't think the events are happening right after whatever the events that happen from Metal Slinger. Yeah. We can double check that though, but I'm like almost positive that's what I saw. Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Okay. That is crazy.
Let me just say for the ACOTAR 6 and 7 announcement, Cami and I were watching the Call Her Daddy podcast and I wish we would record this moment because we both look at each other when she like says ACOTAR 6 and we're like, okay, like we expected an announcement. And then she said, like, there was like one word she said and both Cami and I look at each other and we're like, we literally like are jumping and screaming and we watched it like an hour late. So at this point, it's like already 10 p.m. and Cami was like telling her wife, or no, sorry, Katie, Cami's wife, was like, girls, relax, literally chill. And Cami's dog was going crazy. It was so funny. Like, such a good moment.
We scared Chimmy, that's my dog, so bad because I think we looked at each other and we were like, two? Like, yeah, we were really excited. It was a really high. It was a high. It was a good moment. Yeah.
Yes, that was beautiful. Like, I just really wish that Katie could have like recorded our facial reactions because we both like slow turn, like look at each other. We're like, what the what a time to be alive, baby. What a time to be alive. Anyways, another book that I'm very excited about is, and I already kind of talked about it. It's the fourth book. I'm pretty sure it's either the fourth. I'm pretty sure it's the fourth book, but I don't know. I could be wrong. There's going to be a total of 7 books in this series, so it's one of the two. In the Gods and Monsters series by Amber V. Nicole, called The Fall of the Crowned King, which I'm very excited about. It comes out in November, so kind of like I said earlier, it's perfect because it's right between ACOTAR 6 and 7. So I will just be like not moving anywhere from my couch. So don't even ask me to come outside because I'm not going to be there. I'm very excited. I love the world. Like I said, I love the characters. And I'm just very excited to see what Amber is about to cook up for this book because I'm interested to see how it's going to like play out to the end. Because the way that the last book ended off, I just simply, I don't know. Like, I don't know what she's going to do. So I will be sad. That's just all I have to say.
Okay. I had to pull out my embarrassingly long list of pre-orders for this section. I budget every month and the book budget does not exist. I see a book I want, I pre-order it. oh, it's got a special edition. I'll pre-order that too. Let me not say that so loud because my wife can hear me and I need to get that under control. But I am excited to read the next book in the Moonfall series, which is The Ballad of Falling Dragons. So that is the second book to When the Moon Hatched. That comes out in late May, and I'm so ready to be back in that world and to just like indulge in her writing again because like I said, it's so beautiful. Like she just writes really beautifully. And I know people had complaints about like the style, but I loved it. So I don't care. I'm also so excited that The Knave and the Moon is coming out in September, and that's the next book in the Stonewater Kingdom, which is the second book of Night and the Moth, The Night and the Moth. I also like, this is just a side note, but when books aren't named, like the series isn't named after the first book, it's like, why do we do that? But whatever. It's the Stonewater Kingdom. And for nonfiction, I'm excited to read Birth Vibes by Jen Hamilton. I love her on TikTok. She's like a nurse and she's amazing. And I love all of her viewpoints. And my wife and I are hoping to start IVF early next year. And I am terrified of giving birth. So I think this will help me feel like a little more prepared, maybe. I don't know. I'm like, can you just give me a C-section? I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if this is going to release this year. But if it does, then I'm so excited for the next book in the Witchwalker series by Carissa Weeks. I think her name is Carissa. I don't think it's Charissa. So Carissa Weeks, which is called Kingdom of the Forgotten. I couldn't find a release date anywhere, but she does like post that things are happening. So I think she's trying to finish editing by June 1st. So like it could potentially come out this year. And that would be good. I like that series. I like her.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
I can't wait to be an auntie.
Oh my God. Please, I'm so scared.
I can't wait. You're going to be such a good mom.
Thank you.
I love it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you, queen. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about like our plan moving forward. So I'm not sure if like you remember this, but like we have talked about this in the past. We're both full-time teachers. And if you're not a teacher, and if you are a teacher, you know, obviously, but if you're not a teacher, we are busy. Life is life, and being a teacher is stressful. So we originally started this podcast because we both love Throwing a Glass. We love Throwing a Glass. We love the Mass Force. We love all of those things. And honestly, like we wanted to just have like a fun hobby outside of teaching because again, teaching is stressful. And it was nice to just be able to like be girls and have our theories and just spiral. And the reality is though, is that this podcast takes a lot of fucking time. Like it takes a lot of time because we want to make sure that we're putting out good content. Like we don't want to just be throwing stuff together and releasing it out to the world. Like we're not like that. Like that's just not in our character. And to be honest, the pod started to like not become a little fun before we took that break because of the fact that it takes so much time. And both of us were kind of like stressing with like, oh my God, okay, we need to get this outline done. Like I haven't even started reading. We're recording on Thursday. We have an episode that's dropping on next Thursday. We haven't even started. Like it was just too much. It was becoming too much. And that was initially like why we took the pause. But we do love this pod and like we wanted to continue to remain that way.
Yeah, guys, we've like never shared outlines with you guys, but like outlines for us are like 30 pages long. Like I think also like you have to realize like we're both crazy, but we're also both like perfectionists in our own way. So like no detail could be spared. Like every word had to be analyzed. And Brooke is looking at me because she knows that that is me, unfortunately. I would like get a little crazy and then we just started to fall behind and it was a lot. But we are in healthy headspaces and ready to talk to you about Throne of Glass again. So with that, moving forward, our biggest goal is to make this podcast sustainable and fun because we really do have so many fun ideas that we want to do with the podcast. But in order for us to do that, we really do need to focus on doing what works best for us and our daily lives. And just like life gets crazy, you know? So we will continue to try to drop episodes on a weekly cadence like we have been. So Throne Thursday. But sometimes we may need to push episodes back if necessary because, again, we want this to remain fun and something we look forward to. And it is not fun when we are constantly on like a very tight deadline. We always have a good time when we're ahead. So if we fall behind, we're going to take a moment and catch up and get ahead.
And we also both have like severe ADHD. So that is again why our outlines have to be like very detailed because we I think it was like episode 1 or 2 of Crown of Midnight. We had decided we were like, let's like go off script a little bit. Let's just have quotes and like let's see what happens. when I tell you we were recording for 6 hours, like it was
It
literally
was
insane. We started when the sun came up and the sun was like down when we had
and
finished.
editing was nauseating. It was like so much. There was so much that had to be like removed. So if you like, because we've seen people say like it's a little too scripted, baby. It's got to be scripted because these two brains cannot stay on task. They cannot. They cannot. And then we start talking about this and that, and it just we need the script.
We have to.
We need the outline. We need the outline.
If not, we're going to be dropping like 10-hour episodes. Like, literally, just not even edit. Just fucking fuck it. Put it out there. You want it? You don't want it scripted? Okay, here's 10 hours. Like, Jesus. We can only do so much. Oh my gosh. Oh, but anyways, after this see, even right there, like, just fucking off the walls. Like, imagine a full-on deep dive. Like, let's be so serious. We can't do it without a script. I'm going off script now, and I have a fucking script. Anyways, so I'm just a girl. After this episode, we will continue where we left off with our Queen of Shadows deep dives. So that's with chapters 16 through 22. Episodes will still continue to drop on Throne Thursdays, and if there is a time when we do need to skip, we will make sure we let you know through social media, whether that's through Instagram, TikTok. I'm sure it'll probably be through both. But we are so excited to be back and yap with you all about our favorite series, and we hope you are ready to join us again with all of our insane theories and our crazy takes and all the fun things that we have planned for ACOTAR. Because let me just say, I am very excited to jump back into the mass first. I'm excited to jump back into the glass, to ACOTAR, to Chris, all of it. I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about these people. I miss them. Even though they're not real. But anyways, they're real to me.
I also miss them. This is also like the first time where we are experiencing an ACOTAR release. Like, we haven't had that before. Like, I think by the time that House of Flame and Shadow released, like, we had just, or maybe you had already read Throne of Glass, but I had just started getting, like, I think ACOTAR. But ACOTAR is where it all starts for me.
Same.
For you too. Yeah.
Yeah. I started with ACOTAR, and then I had finished Throne of Glass. I think I finished Throne of Glass before House of Flame and Shadow, because I had finished it in like October-ish of the year that I had finished it, but I didn't start Crescent City. I didn't read that until last summer. So House of Flame and Shadow dropping didn't like really mean anything to me at that point in time.
Yeah. This means a lot.
But now it means everything. It's my Super Bowl.
I know. I'm like, how can we get the arc? I don't even think she gives out arcs, though. I don't think she needs to.
She doesn't need to. She's Sarah J. Maas, baby. Why? She doesn't fucking give out an arc. Unfortunately. I wish. Maybe one day.
Me too. Maybe I'll email her that it's our birthdays.
Yeah, you should. See what she does. No, like, the worst she could say is no, but the best she could say is, here's the arc, baby. You never know.
She's not going to reply.
Yeah, she's not. But like, a girl can only dream.
That's
a girl
okay.
can only dream. It's all right. But anyways, well, that is all for us today. This one was only 6 pages long, and I'm still sure this is probably like a lot of minutes, but that's okay.
We are at 40 minutes. 6 pages, 40 minutes, everybody.
Yeah.
So that is why we have outlines. Maybe we'll share them with you all one day. They are a little chaotic, so maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. But that is all for our return episode. We hope that you enjoyed catching up with us and hearing about what we have planned moving forward. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, where our handle is at Bookish Realms Pod.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on this episode, so drop us a comment or send us a message. Also, leave us a rating if you liked what you heard. It really helps us out.
Join us again next week when we jump back into our fucking deep dives of Queen of Shadows. I love that book. But anyways, with chapters 16 through 22. Until then, as always, I have missed saying this. Keep reading, assassins.
Oh my God, and I get to do my little bye.